All right, we talked about Will Anderson. Let's talk about some of these other rookies who we think have the best shot of making Pete's list next year. We know with almost 100% certainty that none of the Eagles rookies will make the list. You've made that clear with your $1 bet. Any other rookies that get your attention that perhaps have a chance to have some success?
Yeah, no, I think there are a lot of them. And you look at when's the last time, and this was the one that I was struggling back and forth with. I think Bijan Robinson,
Yeah.
because of the role he's going to have, he's going to be potentially offensive rookie of the year lead candidate just because of how many times he's going to be able to touch the ball. I put Will Anderson up there as a guy. If he gets 9 or 10 sacks, should definitely be on this list. But apparently, 9 sacks and 3 interceptions is not good enough for Pete as a rookie. So,
Nope.
so let's
Hayden
not.
was 101, by the way, just to note that 101.
How many 101s does he have on this list? 10 different guys are 101.
And then my guy that I was debating back and forth, and just to irritate Pete, was Bryce Young.
Why are you debating that?
I'm not debating that, but the last time a quarterback, according to my research, Debo, that you didn't do for me, I did myself, was that one Rookie of the Year, which I will always remember because I thought Justin Jefferson deserved that, was Herbert.
Yeah.
That ended up beating out Justin Jefferson that year for Rookie of the Year. But I think Bryce, because I put him as a plus. I think, Debo, you only said we were allowed to have 3. I can't remember what the total rule was.
You're allowed to have 4 if you want, right?
No.
Okay.
If you think 4 guys are going to make the list next year, who's that 4th one?
Who was the 4th one I had on there?
You had Dalton Kincaid.
Oh, the tight end up in Buffalo.
Yep.
But now that Stephon Diggs is going to be calling plays, I get as many opportunities. I did not.
Didn't account for that.
Mm-mm.
Here's the thing. No quarterback made it last year. No rookie quarterback made it last year on Pete's list, but also keep in mind the only rookie drafted in the first round was Kenny Pickett. We had the whole Matt Corral and Malik Willis situation. Des Ridder will get a chance to play this year. And there was a 5th quarterback who I can't even – Sam Howell's going to get a chance to play this year. So maybe that changes. But in terms of quarterbacks drafted 2 years ago who made Pete's list, Pete's best friend in the world, Trevor Lawrence, made it. At 23, I mean, that feels sort of high, but whatever. Justin Fields at 78. You've talked about him already. So it feels reasonable that Bryce can make this list, and maybe CJ, if things go right for him, has a chance. Anthony Richardson feels like a long shot just because he's so young in terms of inexperience. But, hey, never say never, I suppose. So, yeah, you took the low-hanging fruit. Bijan, the running back, he's going to get a ton of work. Will Anderson, if he does some Aiden Hutchinson things, I think he certainly deserves to be on the list. But I do wonder if Pete will subconsciously or otherwise hold a grudge against Will Anderson because he knows that, he was.
I don't know if he has a bigger grudge against Will Anderson or Bryce Young.
And Bryce Young is the other one. Bryce could throw 60 touchdowns, and Bryce might not make the list.
No.
Well, he threw 35 interceptions. So, yeah, I think Bryce has a realistic chance. And I think, I don't know what the odds are. I don't know if Vegas does odds for rookies making Pete Prisco's top 100 list, but he might be at the top of that list.
Now, going back a couple years ago, just talking about just the year after.
Yeah.
Obviously, no one last year. 2021, even with Pete's guy, Trevor Lawrence, not surprising that he didn't make the top 100 after his rookie year, but neither did Justin Fields, Mac Jones, anyone in that class. You have to go back to 2020 draft for someone to make the list the following year with Burrow and Herbert.
Oh, okay. And those guys both balled out. So I don't think we're going to see – I think you would agree, Rick. We're not going to see a Justin Herbert / Joe Burrow type season from Bryce Young in Carolina in year 1, are we?
But you just said it. You never know. Out of everyone that can do it, Bryce Young.
That is true. And as I was asking you the question, I was like, well, maybe, because the Bengals stunk when Joe Burrow got there. They were a terrible football team. And he, not single-handedly, they put some players. Duke Tobin had the players sort of. Everything was coming together as Joe Burrow arrived, and you sort of get that sense of Carolina. All right, well, we'll see. Bryce Young is going to be your Joe Burrow as it is to Pete. Like Pete loves Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. All right, my list of 3 rookies who have a chance to make the list next year. I'm going to take a page out of the Tariq Woolen playbook, and I'm going with Emmanuel Forbes, who had 4,000 career interceptions in college. And look, he's 166. We know that, but he's over 6 feet. He ran into the 4.3s. He's a ball hawk. You saw him live, and you were on him back in the fall, and you were impressed with seeing him in person. And that translates. Like if you get turnovers and interceptions in high school, typically that follows you to college, and if you get to the NFL, typically it follows you there. So I like the idea of Emmanuel Forbes making a little noise. I don't know if he's going to get 6 like Tariq Woolen did, but I think he has a chance to be an impact player in Washington early on. Then I went with wide receiver Jordan Addison out of Pitt and USC, who was drafted by the Vikings. We talked about the making salary cap room for Justin Jefferson and eventually Christian Darrisaw, and you need to do that. But I think this will be an opportunity in a post-Adam Thielen world for Jordan Addison to get some of those looks as teams double and triple and quadruple team or whatever, Justin Jefferson. And Kirk Cousins is a veteran-savvy quarterback. Hopefully he'll find Jordan Addison, and he'll have an opportunity to test some success there. And finally, a little wild card, a guy whose name's been buzzing on the social medias, Rick, at Tennessee camp. Not Will Levis, Tyjae Spears, running back out of Tulane. There were some injury concerns with him through the draft process. You didn't see it on the field, the way he finished his career at Tulane, the way he played at the Senior Bowl. He was one of the best players there. He is the nice yin to Derrick Henry's yang, if you want, in terms of size and the way he plays the running back position. He can give you something as a receiver. He's a shifty sort of third down type back. And I think he could get an opportunity to be a part of that offense, whether Henry's healthy or otherwise. But I think Ryan Tannehill isn't the answer, so I think they may lean more on the running game, and we know that Mike Vrabel likes to do that. What do you think about those 3 players?
Yeah, Spears is the only one I'd be a little hesitant with because I think King Henry's going to get the bulk of the carries. He'll come in and spell him in some third down stuff, I imagine, and catching the ball out of the backfield. But I don't see him having the impact like a Kenneth Walker or somebody like that.
Let me ask you, and you didn't do the game plan, of course, but Henry's 29. Do you still want to just run him into the ground, or do you want to limit his mileage now that he's?
They're going to have to. They don't have any receivers. They don't have a tight end.
Okay.
Then they have Tannehill.
Okay, fair enough.
So if you want to generate offense, it's going to have to go through him.
All right. Well, he better stay healthy. I hope he's doing his sit-ups and push-ups right now.
He is.
Okay. Yeah, he looks like he probably is. All right. You talked about Bryce Young as your leading candidate to be the rookie to make Pete's list next year. I think that's fair. CJ Stroud, what do you put his chances at? I think a lot has to go right at Houston.
Yeah, I don't think him. I think the guy right behind Bryce that may make the most noise just because of his athleticism would be Anthony Richardson. Maybe not all throwing, but he's going to do some things that I think are going to open your mouth when you watch some of the things that he does athletically on the field next year. And I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Richardson ends up having a big year for Indy. Whether they're going to be good or not, that's another thing. But I think Anthony Richardson will kind of, because of his athleticism, take the NFL similar, not saying he's going to be Lamar Jackson, but something like that, or Cam Newton, or any of these other freak athletic quarterbacks that come in as rookies who may not be great throwers right initially, but they can make plays off their athleticism.
Right now, on the record, I want you to tell me what you're going to do if a year from now Will Levis is on this list and your guy Bryce Young is not.
Well, then it's a fix. It's all fixed.
The witch hunt. It's rigged.
It's rigged.
All right. I just want to have you on record for that.